welcome to this ECPRD conference. Technically, it's a meeting of the ECPRD Area of Interest for Libraries, Research Services and Archives of Parliament's Parliamentary Libraries, Research Services and Documentation Centres. And it goes without saying that I am, and I genuinely am, extremely happy, indeed delighted to welcome you all here to the Library Reading Room of the European Parliament. To those of you who've not been here in this room before, and I imagine many of you have, but for those who are coming here for the first time, you appreciate the sheer scale of this wonderful library facility which we have at our disposal. We also have a smaller library complex in Luxembourg, which is mainly devoted to historical works and links with the archives, and we have a couple of more open reading rooms in Strasbourg as well, because as you know, we meet and operate out of several locations. But this reading room is very much the heart of the library, and in many ways it's the spiritual home of the European Parliamentary Research Service, the library forming, as you probably know, one of the three directorates which form part of EPRS. And so it's a great pleasure to be able to use this as the venue and for the European Parliament as an institution to host this ECPRD meeting. And thank you very much for making the effort to come here and join us. To discuss what I think is a very topical and lively subject, and one on which hopefully we'll have a very, very interesting and deep discussion, namely the future of the kind of services that we provide in an era of rapid change, how we optimize quality, optimize service, optimize delivery, and optimize relevance. And we've divided the sessions, as you probably see, into a couple of topics which I think are absolutely at the center of that: how we respond to post-factual politics on the one hand, and how we enhance the quality and impact of what we're doing on the other. And many of you very kindly have offered presentations. It wasn't possible to include everybody who offered to give presentations, but hopefully we've also designed this in a way that will allow quite a space for discussion from the floor. And that's very much at the heart of the way that we here in the European Parliament encourage open discussion. I'm not going to say a huge amount more by way of introduction. I believe profoundly in the role of parliamentary research services in libraries as part of the glue of democratic society and the democratic process. It's been a great pleasure and privilege to build up such a service here in the European Parliament. But I believe we're also under pressures and threats which are very real. We talked a little bit about these already when some of us met in Rome, and I'd like to also thank very much the hosts of the meeting in Rome in June. It was a wonderful, very generous welcome which they gave to us in fabulous facilities both in the chamber and in the Senate. I'm not sure that we can reciprocate in effect on the same scale and the same lavishness, but I hope that we will provide the minimum, at least the very minimum that's necessary for this kind of event. But we already discussed some of these issues then, and as I mentioned in an intervention that I made on that occasion, I hope that this opportunity today will allow us to take forward that debate. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Ida, who of course plays a much more central role in the work of the ECPRD than I do, but all to say that here in the Parliament, both our Parliamentary Research Service and our policy departments very much welcome ECPRD coming here and joining us for this two-day conference. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. It is a great honor for me to welcome you at the annual seminar of ECPRD for the area of interest parliamentary libraries, research and archives. This year we have the 40 years anniversary of ECPRD establishment. In June 1977, the speakers of the Council of the Europe member states expressed their request to establish the Center for Parliamentary Research and Documentation. Since its establishment, the ECPRD has been a community for parliamentary knowledge and a useful and successful tool for interparliamentary cooperation and information exchange. One of the means of information exchange is the seminars organized annually. This year we have a privilege a kind of birthday present for this anniversary, to have 2 seminars. The seminar in Rome in June, as Anthony has already mentioned, dealing with the trends and perspectives for parliamentary libraries, research and documentation, was really successful, with around 70 participants, almost 20 presentations, and fruitful discussion. This time in Brussels, in the capital of Europe, thanks to the kind invitation of EPRS, we will have an opportunity to share our ideas, concerns, and practice on how to meet the challenges of post-factual politics and changing clients' needs. In the process of dealing with such challenges, the cooperation between the parliaments and its information services has a crucial importance. This fact gives us an idea to overview the different forms of cooperation between libraries and research services providing research for their parliaments. In addition to the issues concerning the service management, the REACH program provides us opportunity to discuss some issues regarding the policy contact of the research. Dear colleagues, I would like to encourage you for active participation, to ask questions, to comment and discuss the presentation, as well as to share your own experience, and wish you an interesting and useful seminar. Let me express on behalf of the participants and the ECPRD our thanks and gratitude to the EPRS for hosting the seminar, for the substantial program elaborated, and for providing facilities to share our thoughts and experience.